Today we're with Eve Morgan, who's part of the opposition to issue number 3, the Midway Community Park issue. Uh, Ms. Morgan, just give us a little bit of background of your life in Lake Township.
Well, I'm a lifelong resident. I was born and raised in the Amish Mennonite community here. A lot of my Amish relatives actually ended up moving out of Lake Township and out of state due to the rising property taxes and encroachment into the rural areas.
Did you attend school in Lake or North Canton or where did you attend school?
Well, my parents' farm is on State Street, and it was actually one of the last properties there that was included in the North Canton City School District. So I went to North Canton.
North Canton, okay. But you've been involved in the lake community all your life?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did you become interested in issue 3?
Well, actually, I just started hearing about it late March, early April. My dad actually said something about it, and I said, issue 3, I've not heard of issue 3, so I went online and did some homework and went to the Lake Township website and did some homework, and then I started hearing that they had already spent quite a bit of township funds and without any public input. So that's when I started doing some homework.
Have you attended any trustee meetings?
Yes, I have.
And how many meetings on this issue would you say you've attended?
I was only able to attend one since I found out.
Okay.
And then I went to an informational meeting at the Uniontown Fire Department as well.
Okay. And are you in touch with other opponents to this issue?
Just not anything formal, just other neighbors and citizens in the township.
Mm-hmm. What number of people would you say is in your circle of opponents to issue 3?
Oh gosh. If you count the people I've spoken to on Facebook, probably 100 or more.
Okay. And what kind of responses are you getting?
Mostly opposed.
Okay. And what seems to be the main reason people glom onto as being opposed? Is the property tax factor?
That's one of them. They do not like that the township is spending funds without their approval or any say. But the tax issue is they're very upset about that. Number one, because when the lake school levy was passed, that only passed by like about 60 or so votes. And people were very upset about that. And then, of course, North Canton City also passed a huge tax levy, and not by a whole lot. So that was very upsetting. And then, there's also a Hartville levy and, mental health continuing levy, and the Stark Library levy as well.
So it's just a accumulation of taxes. It's one straw on top of another straw on top of another straw, and even straw can become weighty if you add enough. Is that a good analogy?
I would say so.
Okay. And
they're
go ahead.
Actually, as a lot of people expressed, they're taxing people out of the ability to, live in their own homes, stay where they want to stay, and if they say anything, they're met with a lot of comments that, well, if you can't afford it here, just move. And so that's very personal to people.
Are there any other prominent reasons that people, I'm not looking for every reason, but just where the focus is, other than the property tax issue, are there other main issues among the folks you talk to?
Just the lack of transparency when it comes to, the money being set aside and who set it aside and how that was decided. And then especially the survey, they're very upset about the survey because the survey actually concentrated a lot on the Lake YMCA. There were actually more questions on that than there were on, parks in the Lake Township or, how this is going to be used. That was very concerning.
So, do you think the trustees should have done their own survey? Would that have been a more indicative way to go about determining whether or not Lake residents are interested in a community park?
Absolutely. To get the pulse of the people, you actually need to speak to the people that this is going to impact the most. I would have spoken to, the seniors, those maybe that are creeping towards, retiring and need to look ahead to, what sort of funds they need to set aside. I totally understand people that have kids in schools, they need these facilities, but, you need to go about it the right way, and I don't think this was the right way.
So you don't quarrel with the idea that it's a good idea to have facilities available for the youth of the lake community?
No, I have no problem with that. I think you need to separate, though, what are wants and what are needs. There are things that are absolutely necessary. However, our township is struggling to even keep the recycling center open for weekly hours, and then they want to do a grand project like this that is just too far reaching, too large, and at the wrong time. And they could have gone about it a different way, even done it privately.
What do you think will be the outcome on Tuesday? You optimistic that Lake residents will agree with you and the opponents to issue 3 and turn it down?
I hope so. I've been speaking to a lot of people, on the grassroots level, and the expense and the ability to live in this township and have it stay affordable is a real concern. So I really do hope that it doesn't pass at this time.
One of the comparisons that at least one trustee spokesman talks about is making Lake more like Jackson, North Canton, and Greene, and
Yes.
and Plain, I think, if I have
Yes.
the communities correct there. Um, what kind of reaction are you getting among the folks you deal with on that particular matter?
They are angry. For one thing, a lot of people don't want to be Jackson. We don't want the traffic. We don't want the crime. We just, if you want to be Jackson, go move to Jackson. I guess that, the same argument could be made. The same people who say if you don't want to pay taxes here, don't live here. Well, if you want to be Jackson, go move to Jackson. And that's not a fair comparison either, because all 4 of those areas are so different.
Mm-hmm.
There are different land uses, different available commercial property, different populations. So that's not really a fair comparison to compare us to those other areas.
Okay.
And none of that was, really introduced or spoken about either.
Would you say that with North Canton having facilities and Jackson having facilities and Greene having facilities in terms of park facilities, that for right now, based on your statement of there are needs and then there are wants, but in the context presumably that you think that the Midway is a want and not a need. Uh, would your position be that our youth should and could use the adjoining community facilities?
Yes, I think our tax funds would be better served to, possibly maybe do a collaboration and work to improve the sites that we do have. I've, I've been to Greentown Park since I was a child, and I also know the people who take care of the Greentown Park, and they work very hard. And then also the athletic club, and my brothers both played there. So I have a lot of roots in the community, and the two things that they're desperate for is, number one, people to come, and well, actually, number one would be the funds. Number two would be people to attend. And my argument would be, if people aren't able to get up out of their chairs now to go to a park, what do you think is going to make them do that in the future? With 26 plus parks within a 5 mile radius, I would say that, we have ample opportunity to go to a park in this area.
Now, I think your concern about the taxes and not being like Green and Jackson and Plain are your main argument. Oh, one question that I forgot to ask while you were going over it. Does any Lake Township money go into the Greentown Park or the athletic club?
No.
No. Have they asked?
But I will tell you this: lake schools or lake teams use Greentown Park, and they use the athletic club. And comments were made on the PAC site derogatorily towards the Greentown Athletic Club, and they were very upset because they have let the lake youth use their fields at no charge currently. So that was very upsetting to the community. Even that was a slight to the community.
Now, if you know, and you may not, have the Greentown folks asked the trustees for financial assistance?
I don't believe they have. But here's the thing, I think is odd. The lake, I believe it's the softball and the baseball people, have made contributions to the Midway Community Park PAC, but they're not paying dues to the Greentown Athletic Club, which they use.
Before we finish, I just want to give you an open-ended question. Is there anything we haven't covered that you would like to share with readers and listeners of the Stark County Political Report?
I don't know if you read about the DeHoff is developing the old Hoover Farm.
Mm-hmm.
And they are also the ones that Jeremy Yoder said that they spoke to quite at length and took their advice on what was needed.
Mm-hmm.
And if they build those residential sites, they will benefit greatly from this project. So, with it being so close, I mean, that's less than a mile away.
Right. Anything else?
I would just really encourage people to get all the information, do your own homework. Don't believe just what someone says. Go do your own legwork. Go do some research. Think about it. Look at it from all sides and weigh the impact, not just the benefits, but also the cons of the project, and be informed.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for taking the questions of the Stark County Political Report.